x. An x or a y-intercept is an ordered pair where a graph touches the x or y axis. So for example, sorry about that, I just got an email. For example, if I were to draw this line, then this point right here would be what we call the x-intercept, and this point right here would be the y-intercept, because this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis respectively. So, you know, some lines have intercepts, and what's important, for example, if you look at this y-intercept, it's the ordered pair 0, 3. In a y-intercept, the x value has to be 0, and if you look at this x-intercept, it's the ordered pair -3, 0. In an x-intercept, the y-coordinate has to be 0. So here we have a linear equation in two variables, and I want to find both intercepts. So let's start with the x-intercept. With the x-intercept, the y has to be 0. So we have 2x minus 3 times 0, which is 0, equals 6. Solving for x, we get x equals 3. So the x-intercept, x is 3, and the y is 0, so you get the ordered pair 3, 0 for your x-intercept. For the y-intercept, you set x equal to 0 in the equation, and you get 0 minus 3y equals 6. Solving for y, we get -2. So in the ordered pair, the y value is -2, y-intercepts, the x is 0, so you get the ordered pair 0, -2. So these are your x and y-intercepts for this line. Here we do the same thing. If x is 0, or sorry, for the x-intercept, y is 0, so you get 2x equals 3 times 0, which is 0. Divide by 2, and you get x equals 0. So for the x-intercept, x is 0, and the y is by default 0, so you get the ordered pair 0, 0, which is the origin. The y-intercept, you set x equal to 0, so you get 0 equals 3y. Divide by 3, and you get y equals 0. So over here, the y is 0, and by default on a y-intercept, the x is 0, so you get 0, 0. So it's possible that your x and y-intercepts are the same point, because there's a point where you cross the x-axis and the y-axis at the same time. Here's an interesting example. X equals 2, well, there is no y, so for the x-intercept, when we try to set y equal to 0, we can't. So we just say x equals 2. So for the x-intercept, x is 2, and y has to be 0. There's your x-intercept. For your y-intercept, if you set x equal to 0, you get 0 equals 2, which is not true, so there is not a y-intercept. The reason is if you were to graph this line, let me shrink this. If you were to graph this line, x equals 2 is a vertical line, and it looks like this. And you can see that the x-intercept is 2, 0, and it never touches the y-axis because it runs parallel. So you can see it algebraically as we have up here, or you can graph it and see it that way.